the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war, we are now being joined by William Courtney, who is an Adjunct Senior Fellow at the RAND Global think tank. He's joining us live from Washington, D.C. Thank you so much for joining us on WION, Mr. Courtney.
Sure.
Now, Mr. Courtney, Moscow has vowed to retaliate after a Ukraine attack on the city of Belgorod, which has killed 20 people. Now, the Russian president says that the crime will not go unpunished. We've already seen Russian airstrikes on Ukraine. What retaliation can we expect, and how will this escalate the war further as we step into 2024?
Well, it's important to remember that Russia launched over 100 missiles and drones on Ukraine the day before the Ukrainian strike, the largest Russian strike on Ukraine in quite some time. And so Ukraine carried out a response to that, and then the Russians responded with another strike. So what we're probably seeing is that the Kremlin thinks that it can scare the West, can scare the U.S. and scare the European Union, not to keep supporting Ukraine. And so Russia carried out this very large strike, probably hoping that the U.S. and Europe would back away from support. But that's not happening. The U.S. and the European Union are likely to approve these substantial aid packages that are now under consideration. And I think the Ukrainian return strike to Russia's initial strike probably came as a surprise to the Kremlin that Ukraine was still so strong and willing to strike back.
Right, Mr. Courtney, also shed some light on the statement which the Kremlin came out with. It said that it accused the United States and Britain of inciting the Kiev regime to commit terrorist actions.
The United Kingdom, the United States, European Union have been giving strong support to Ukraine ever since Russia launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. Russia has committed horrendous human rights violations as part of this invasion. So for Russia to be accusing Ukraine or the West with regard to terrorism doesn't really make much sense, considering that Russia launched this war, this full-scale war.
As we head into 2024, let's also talk about the death toll, the mounting death toll of the civilians on both the sides of the war.
The death toll will continue to increase as long as the war continues. The U.S., UK, Europe, Ukraine have all called for Russia to withdraw its troops to end its war against Ukraine, a war that's been widely condemned around the world. But Russia continues to pursue the war. So deaths will continue as long as Russia is carrying out aggression in Ukraine.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Courtney, for joining us on WION and sharing your insights with us on this story.
You're welcome.